Wow, right? Did you hear them? Weren't they shining? Our Namaste band and our choir. Whoa, you guys, you lit us up for real. Thank you. Thank you, fellas. All right. So, do you always go out and shine your light? Huh? Oh gosh, I got some moans. You guys should hear them online. Are you moaning out there too? Like, really? I didn't even shine my light this morning. Can I have a cup of coffee first and think about it? Because I mean, I don't know. I'm not talking about nobody else but me. Because I don't know if I have not had a little bit of coffee, just a little bit. I don't even know. But why? Like, why would we shine our light, or why not? Anybody? When we don't shine our light, why don't we shine it?
We listen to the news.
Oh. So I asked the question of, when we don't shine our light, why is it that we're not shining it? And the answer was, when we listen to the news. I got a lot of hmms out there. What else? Any more? Why wouldn't we shine our light? What, all of us were like, kind of like, no, we don't shine our light all the time. So there must be times when we don't do it. Fear. That's a big one, isn't it? Yes.
We forget who we are.
We forget who we are. Yes? So when we listen to the news, have a little fear, then we forget who we are. You hear that? Or we're walled up in our problems.
Or we're around somebody that's not shining.
Or we're around someone who isn't shining. Yes? Wow. Fear of rejection. Ooh. And look at all we got to do. See? We don't have to make this up. We're all experiencing times when our light isn't shining brightly. I said isn't shining brightly because it always is shining. Yes?
Sometimes we think someone else has to change so that we could be happy.
Sometimes we think someone else has to change for us to be happy. We think it's like outside of ourselves, right? Wow. So this lady named Lynette, she was working at this old store that had a lot of lights in it. A lot of lights. It was like a lighting store. Have you ever seen one? And the lights are bright, especially when you're driving by one of them at night, and it's just all these lights. And I wonder, why do they have the lights on at night? Nobody's there. Wasting all electricity. I know, right? But it still looks so beautiful, and it draws us to look at it. Maybe that's what it is, right? They want us to look at that building because maybe, just maybe, we might want to go in there and take a look around when they're open. Now, their shelves were full of all kinds of lights, especially the light bulbs. There were small light bulbs, large light bulbs, and decorative light bulbs. And the one that really was speaking to Lynette, that it was her favorite, it was a yellow light bulb. And it kind of looked like this. And it hung right above her desk. And she could look up at it and go, huh. It would just bring her this sense of warmth. Right? A yellow light bulb. Yeah. And then one evening, just before she was going to go home, there was a thunderstorm that our meteorologist told us about. Where you at? There you go. Yep. That thunderstorm like last week.
Yes.
That we did have 2 tornadoes, a F0 and an F1.
Sounds right to me.
You were down in the basement? In the middle room, right? Yeah. That for me? That coffee for me? You gotta love it, right? Oh, I feel so loved. Now I know, right? Like a light, like the yellow light bulb. Bing, 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 bing. And so the thunderstorm happened, and the store lost power. It was no lights. And it was dark, and Lynette, she kind of stood still, kind of wondering what to do. And she had a flashlight, and it was just flickering, and it wasn't doing much. And she stopped to just really listen to that inner voice, right? Because she relied on it at times instead of trusting like the crazy thoughts that was going on in her head. Like what can happen, and you know, wow, will lightning strike the building? Did it strike the building? Will it strike the building if I walk out the building? You know, all those kind of thoughts that happen. And she heard this whispering, use the yellow bulb. Use the yellow bulb. And she thought, what? That yellow bulb can't light because there's no power. But it wouldn't leave her alone. It just kept persisting, this gentle nudging. You know how you get that gentle nudging, right? And it wouldn't leave her alone. And so she thought, oh, that must be that inner voice of wisdom, you know, that spiritual faculty that we practiced this month of March. Oh, it must be wisdom. And maybe it you know, is that transcends my thoughts. Right? Like the bulb can't light. Kind of like Unity says that we call it that Christ's truth within us. And she was led to pick up a lantern, and there was a yellow light in it already. See? Yellow? You see the yellow? And she thought, but how did it light? It doesn't have electricity. But it was lit up. And she thought, okay, this stuff is working. The light is shining. And she took it out. And she thought about it for a moment, and she said, well, maybe it's because I listened to that still small voice, right? I had the willingness to listen. And she took the lantern outside, and it started getting brighter and brighter. And the neighbors and the children started coming out because it was no other lights on, right? It was so dark. Imagine that, no lights. It's the pitch black. Like when you're in a the boonies. You know the boonies? Out in the boonies? That's like the country places. Nobody know what the boonies. Yeah. They were out in the boonies. I'm just going to say it because I was thinking it. And it's just dark, pitch dark. And here's this light. Nobody has power. And so they started coming out, and the children were laughing. And even the older people, I don't know who they are, they were smiling because the light was shining brightly. And the heaviness that they had felt just melted. Kind of like the heaviness we talked about a moment ago, right? Like what would keep your light from shining? That they were feeling this heaviness that maybe some of us here may be experiencing in the United States of America. Mm-hmm. Or that maybe some people are experiencing in other parts of the world that might be getting bombed or something. Right. That the light was representing illumination and what's possible. And in that moment, Lynette remembered the words from the Bible verse which we are having for today that comes from Proverbs chapter 2, verse 6, and it states, "For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. So for the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. What this means is that it's not a worldly wisdom. It is the inner wisdom. It is that still small voice that is within all of us. It is that spiritual wisdom that is beyond facts, beyond strategies, beyond the way we think it should be, and is trusting in our inner guidance that will never steer us wrong. And it reminded her to go to her A Course in Miracles book. And she opened it up, and it opened up right to lesson 188. And it says, "The peace of God is shining in me now. Let all things shine upon me in that peace. And let me bless them with the light in me. Let them bless me with the light in me. Oh, let me bless them with the light in me." So what does that mean? It really says to us that we have it. Just like I was saying earlier, the light that we see is shining so brightly out there, it's just beaming all over the place. That it's not there. There is not an absence of light, even in the darkness. The light is always shining. It's just needing to be revealed, right, Judith? Yep. That light it just needs to know. We need to know it. We need to call it forth. We need to say, I am the light, period. I am light. And then it reminded her, and she drifted to another teaching from the Dhammapada, which is a collection of sayings of the Buddha in verses, and one of the most widely read and best known Buddhist scriptures. In the Dhammapada 387, it says, "The wise shine like the radiance of the sun." I know that's isn't it? "They leave darkness behind." I'm going to say it, that's just so juicy. "The wise shine like the radiance of the sun. They leave darkness behind." And it speaks to us, doesn't it? Like there is not any darkness. That's what we got to know. It's not. Even if it shows up like that. Right? And so when Lynette took the lantern outside and it kept getting brighter, it was an indication of the light always shining. That it didn't need electricity. Maybe it just needed a battery. I'm just saying. It also reminds us of a passage from the Upanishads that are widely known in the traditions of Hinduism. And from Katha Upanishad 2:2 and 15, it says, "Within the heart shines the light of all lights, beyond all darkness. Within the heart shines the light of all lights, beyond all darkness." In our heart. Point to your heart. Right here. Yep. All of us are pointing in the same place. Because it's all in the same place, right? The light of all lights. That's us. We're the light of all lights. And what she realized is that these teachings echoed the same truth, that wisdom is light. And when we listen, we shine. Wisdom is light, and when we listen, we shine. And so we're called to shine today. You know, here it is, the beginning of spring, and stuff is popping up outside. You see flowers popping up all over the place, right? All the little sleeping ones who've been gone, they gone and went dormant. our perennials and things that people call weeds that some people say, no, that's not a weed, that's perennial. It's just a perennial, it's not a weed. We shift the name. It's a perennial that's popping up in places I don't want it to, but it wanted to, right? What'd you say?
Looks like cabbage in our grass.
Looks like cabbage in your grass. See, places that you don't want cabbage to pop up. Well, it's like, hi. Or mushrooms, right? I get mushrooms sometimes in my yard, and I'm like, what? Where'd that come from? I did not throw a mushroom outside. It's just so interesting, isn't it? When we realize that the light bulb is really a metaphor for what's possible, that this real illumination that happened with her came from the Christ light within her. Like imagine we had a light bulb is in here, right? And it's just shining, even though people might not be able to see it. It's always there. And that even in those times when we're watching the news and we get off of our little spiritual levitation, that we can always return to it. That we can always return to the light that is within us. And it is that same light that is represented by the disciple James, son of Zebedee. He is associated with our spiritual power of the month, wisdom. And the color is what? Yellow. Bing, 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 bing. You get a carrot. I wasn't going to say the other word because people, then they want it. Ask me, well, okay, I ain't going to say it. I'll just say it. I went to my first Amish market here. Because of last week. That was because of last week, right? The amount of sugary stuff they had was insane. And some of it followed me home. It jumped into my cart. And I ate it on the way home. They had hot pretzels right out the oven. And I had a whole one on my way home, and I hurt my belly. My belly said, why'd you do that to me? Because it was dipped in butter, and I don't eat butter anymore. It was so good. It was garlic. It was just garlic. I didn't need to talk to anyone after that because it was just garlic, and garlic's like my favorite spice in the whole wide world. And I said, why'd y'all do that to me? Can I have 3 more? I really did. I went back and got look, Daji, you don't even know, honey. Woo. And then I brought Tavion in on it because he had one, not that, but something else. And I was like, what do you think? He was like, and so it's like that we're drawn, when we're thinking about yellow and we're thinking about wisdom and the energy that is in the pit of our stomach, and we can take it. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I rub it and I say, oh, gosh, man, oh, help me get out of this mess. And if I listen closely, it just dissipates, whatever mess it is. It may only be the mess that's going on in here, right? Yep. Like, is my house falling apart? Nope. What about the crack? What about the new crack? What about the 3rd new crack? Let it go. Let it go. Pew, 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 pew. But it takes work to know the light is always shining. It takes work. And the more we do that work, the more that we do the practice of that's not it, what's appearing, that it's really light radiating, the radiating light of spirit, God, universal presence, whatever we want to call it, when we really call that forth, that thing like the crack in my house, it just dissipates into the nothingness that it started from in my head in the first place. Seriously? Right, Edie? Wow. Because I think about a sinkhole. Don't do it, Edith. How many of us do stuff like that, right? Like we'll go and we'll make up some stuff because we heard some stuff on the news. Beth. And then all of a sudden we got this whole story made up in our head about how it's going to be horrible. When all we have to do is shift it, to shift it on a dime and say, no, that's not it. I'm bringing the light. I'm the light. Firm decision. And one of our wonderful, wonderful Unity ministers, and right now the Spirit Group is studying one of his books, Discover the Power. Oprah actually really loved that book too. She made it one of her Oprah Book Club book picks a long time ago, like 25 years ago or something. He said this: you are not here to be a mere reflector of light. You are here to be a light. We're not a reflector. We don't want to be I don't want to be a reflector that somebody sees when they're going by, and when you're looking in your rearview mirror. No. We are the light. Say that together. We are the light. And that when we know we're here to be the light, then nothing gets in the way of it. Absolutely nothing. We're a little yellow light bulb bouncing around in the universe because that's who we came here to be, the light. And Lynette that night realized that she didn't have to do anything, like have an effort to do something, that she didn't have to think about it with her intellect, that she just needed to listen. When that voice said, use the yellow one. And she did. In that moment, she understood and gives us these words, that we shine not because we are powerful, but because we are willing to listen and be light with competence and compassion. That we're willing to be light with confidence and compassion. Lynette is our example today. So do you always go out and shine your light? It's a big yes. Just say yes. Do you always go out and shine your light? Yes. Because it's shining even if you don't think it is. Get that? Even when we're having our days that are just not going good. Their light is always there. It's always there. Bing, 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 bing. Like that, right? That the light is always shining within us. How much power do we want to give to it? How much power do you want, like the electricity power? Put your finger in the light switch. No, don't do it. But you know what I mean, right? Like how much of the inner light that's shining in us do we want to put out in our finger out? Remember, what was that finger thingy? E.T. E.T. Remember E.T.? And how did E.T. get home? Phone home. And anybody that saw it or heard it or saw it on a commercial saw it beaming from the tip of his finger. We are the light. That's just the way it is. To know that we are always the light. That we shine our light by our listening. We shine our light from illuminating. We shine our light by being. And we shine our light by sharing. Listening, illuminating, being, and sharing. And that when we really get that, everything is always just fine. Yeah. So our affirmation will assist us with it for the week. I'll say it once and then invite you to say it with me. I am the radiating light of divine wisdom, inviting all to shine with me. Together, I am the radiating light of divine wisdom, inviting all to shine with me. Again, I am the radiating light of wisdom. Let your light shine. Just simply let it. Let it shine. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.